from Gamro. These artists, they come out, they complain about receiving 300 CDs, 200 CDs, 500 CDs. Someone has created about 32 albums, a collection of royalties on his behalf, in 300 CDs, 200 CDs and 400 CDs. You see them come in the news complaining about these things, and it looks like Gamro has not been enabled to collect royalties when it comes to our artists. And in certain jurisdictions, artists can release one song and eat off it for the rest of their lives. We don't see that here. And I want you to let me know what you are going to do to help enable Gamro to be able to collect royalties effectively, so that our artists wouldn't retire, and us on social media will be doing GoFundMe and all these things for them. So that is Gamro. And the last one is the last one is data issues in this country. I'm sure you have seen what Kwadwo guys do. We have all added our voice when it comes to how expensive data is in this country. Now, I create people always in the comment section complain about the fact that even the exorbitant amount are paying for not getting value for their money. We have highlighted this on several platforms. We have been interviewed. We have met with the NCA. We have met with key people in positions of power, and nothing is being done about it. Your government, you have not said anything about it. For someone who is a digitalization and agenda, don't you think we need internet to champion some of these things that you are highlighting in your manifesto?
Thank you. What I'm proposing is basically to expand the tax base. You want to expand the tax base by broadening the tax, digitalizing the tax, making the tax rate flat, so that compliance is very easy for everyone. So I don't really, and then also reducing the government expenditure by 3% of GDP. I don't really see a funding challenge for our promises. In fact, there's no problem really to fund the promises that we are making, because they will be financed. As I said, Palugu, we want to look at grant and private sector financing, buying state assets. I think that it's something that we should all support. If we have any bill that prevents state officials from buying state assets, I think it's very well in the right direction. The issue about driver's licenses, as I said, we will move the validity to 10 years, but you renew it every 5 years. And we are hoping by moving to the flat duty for the imports, people will find that there's a bit more reasonableness in the duties that are being paid, and a little bit more predictability in the duties that are being paid at the ports. Then data is expensive. I totally agree with you, especially as we're trying to build a digital economy. So I've made the point in the manifesto, we've made the point in the manifesto that we need to bring down the cost of data. Thankfully, I think that Starlink is coming in at the end of this month. I'm hoping that some competitiveness will come, but I've also said that in our allocation of spectrum in the future, we need to focus more on inclusion and bringing down the cost of data. So it is something that we are really going to pay attention to in the context of building this digital economy. And this is also why the cost of devices, we're trying to look at bring down the cost of devices like the mobile phones as we build this digital state that we are looking at, because we want to take off the import duties on the mobile phones. Yeah, so that is basically some of what we are we're trying to do, because when you look at the work that we have done, let me go through some of it. For the first time in our history, first time since independence, we have a national ID system. For the first time. For the first time in our history, we've championed national ID at birth for all children at birth, together with their birth certificates. Never happened in our history. For the first time in our history, with the Ghana card, you don't need a guarantor to get a student loan. The first time in our history, Ghana has a comprehensive address system. We've struggled with this for 60 years. 60 years. It's only under our government and with my initiative that we have a comprehensive digital address system. For the first time in our history, you have 100% access to financial inclusion in Ghana. For the first time in our history. For the first time in our history, we have drones delivering medical supplies to 2,694 facilities and saving lives. 540,000 flights have been made so far to very remote parts of Ghana. Daily, they are going at an average of about 100 flights a day from each of the 6 drone centers, saving lives. So many lives have been saved. Women in childbirth, needing blood, people who have been bitten by snakes. We get the report that the drones are saving. And Ghana is the whole world's largest medical drone delivery service. The whole world. The whole world. Our people can sit at home and enroll in national health insurance from home and renew national health insurance that they had so much problems with. Today, people can stay at home and buy electricity credit and pay their children's school fees and other things right on their mobile phone. Today, you have a lot of bureaucracy in the public service delivery space that has really been eliminated. You're getting through passports, getting a driver's license, clearing goods at the ports, and so on, have become much easier because of digitalization than before. Much, much, much easier. Today, we have an e-pharmacy system, platform in Ghana. I went to Ho in 2019, met with the pharmacists and challenged them. I said, let's do an e-pharmacy platform. Let's bring all the pharmacies in Ghana together on one platform. And today we have 2,456 pharmacies that have been brought together on one platform. For the first time in our history. For the first time in our history. So today, if you receive a prescription from a doctor, you can get to the e-pharmacy platform and it will tell you which pharmacy near you has the medicine and how much it costs. This is the first country in the whole of Africa to have an e-pharmacy platform, and it is Ghana. The whole of Africa to have an e-pharmacy platform, and it is Ghana. Today we have put together Ghana.gov platform where we have onboarded over 1,000 MMDAs. In fact, we are left with less than 20 MMDAs to complete the whole Ghana.gov. So whenever you want to interact with government, You go to ghana.gov and you either apply for the service or pay for the service or whatever. Today, when we came in, only 4% of adult Ghanaians had a tax identification number. Today, it's 85%. And that is a major, the really major accomplishment that we are doing. Today, what we have done for the first time in our history under the e-health program, you know, before you could go to the hospital and they'll tell you your folder is missing. Today, what we have done is to digitalize the medical records and network the hospitals, all teaching hospitals, all regional hospitals, all district hospitals. The patient records have all been digitalized. And those hospitals are networked. So if they refer someone from Wa to Kolebu, they don't need to come with their folder. All they need is their ID number. It will be put in the computer in Kolebu and all their medical history will appear to the government. And we are the first country in the whole of Africa to do this. And one of the few in the world, because I've been looking at the networking of hospitals across the world in this manner. We have one of the very few in the world to do this. One of the very, very few. Today, sickle cell patients are able to get hydroxyurea on the NHIS. Today, childhood cancer is covered on the NHIS. Today, we have free kidney dialysis for over 60 patients and under 18 patients. Today, we have the National Rental Assistance Scheme for the first time in our history to deal with this problem of rent advance. And as I said, it's working very, very well, and we will do it. Today, for the first time in our history, we have the Zongo Development Fund, over 200 projects, and we are moving forward with that. Today, for the first time in our history, we've implemented a gold purchase program at the Bank of Ghana. We've also brought in gold for oil program, which is going to be a major thing for our economy going forward. And today, one of the things that we have done, which will be hopefully outdooring before the end of this year, is to bring in a local Uber-like app for our local taxis. Taxis have major problems because they are being outcompeted by Uber. We have done an app for them, and they will soon be able to operate like the way the Uber or Yango or Bolt is operating. So that when we take a taxi, we don't have to be taking the money abroad. We can keep the money in Ghana. And that work has been virtually completed, and we will outdoor it very, very soon. So when you look at how we are changing Ghana, and you look at the performance of the economy before we came into office, we are doing much better across virtually every sector than the man who wants to come back. Every sector. The man who wants to come back, right? So I am very proud of my record. Very, very proud of it. So the issue for Ghpage was free-to-air model and the financial sustainability of it. I think that one of the things which as you spoke, I thought was very, very important for us and hopefully we may have to have a meeting to get a better, fuller understanding. But I believe that the flat tax system that we are coming up with for many businesses will help, because you were talking about the tax regime not being media friendly. I think that generally the tax regime has not been business friendly. And this is why I want a complete overhaul of the tax regime. I want a business and citizen-friendly tax regime. And this is where we're going. And I believe that once we implement the tax reforms that we are proposing, we will broaden the tax base and we'll make it very simple. When I was thinking about this, I asked myself the question, which country has the best tax regime in the world? The research came up with Estonia. Estonia has been #1 in tax regime, business friendliness for the last 10 years in a row. That has been Estonia. So I decided to take a team, GRE and a few others, and we went to Estonia. We met with all their key players, President, Prime Minister, Minister of Finance, the equivalent of GRE, and we went through their system. Of course, it was very clear that the simplicity of that system